I'm Priyanka and I'm back again with my new chapter of poem that is Work Without Hope. Take the correct alternatives. Whom does the speaker address in the poem? Himself. What do the word birds are on the wing means? It means bird are flying. Answer in 15 to 20 words. Which creatures are representing nature in the poem? Slugs, bees, birds are representing nature in the poem. Which is the rhyming scheme of, of the first stanza of the poem? In the first stanza, the rhyming scheme is based on pattern A B A B B B. Now, how does the speaker describe himself in first stanza? The speaker describes himself as an idle and lazy man who does not do any work in the first stanza. What why is winter described as slumbering? The winter is described slumbering, which means sleeping because it makes everything still and inactive. Why is the first letter of hope in line 11 capitalized? The first letter of the word hope has been capitalized because hope has been personified in living form. Now describe in 30 to 40 words. How is winter described in the poem? Winter signifies death because it makes everything inactive and still. It is compared to death. It means when a person is without work, he is like a dead person. So winter is identified in form of death. What does the speaker contrast himself with? The speaker contrasts himself with the elements of nature and finds all them busy and active in their routine, but does not find himself in the same situation because he is inactive. Why does the speaker call stream rich? The poet calls streams rich because these are full of nectars and their water is flowing onward and getting new fields of knowledge and creativity. What does drawing nectar in the CV metamorphically suggest? Drawing nectar in the CV signifies working without hope and aim. If a person has no ambition and creativity, has tasks can never be accomplished. So, in the case with the sieve, it cannot contain anything unless there is a purpose. Answer in 150 words. What is the central idea of the poem? On the behalf of this poem, the poet discusses about the importance of gospel of the life of human being. He means to say that there must be particular aim of life and the hope to achieve the motto of life. There should be effort to achieve the target. The poet says that the men should not stand still and always remain busy in order to get better opportunity in life, such as water or the stream flows to forwards regularly to enjoy new ways of world. The birds are busy flying in every object as well as creatures are busy in their routine. The poet urged the human being to remain busy to lead a better and a successful life in this world because changing in the courses of natures are without movement. It is not possible to create modification without doing any deed. In this way, the poet likes to awake his sleeping soul to be his associate, to lead a life because working in the mark of life and stability of at a particular place is equal to death. Comment on the use of contrast in the poem. In this poem, the poet uses perfect comparison between the nature and the poet. On other hand, the poet presents the busy life of all natural elements. He says that all the nature seems at work. The birds are flying or busy, and the bees busy in collecting nectars. The river are flowing, and the plants are bearing leaves and flowers. Spring season is full of various activities. But on the other hand, the poet is idle, he is inactive and does not take inspiration after seeing the active form of nature. He realizes that the blooming flowers and sparkling water of the river is not for him. He is still like a winter, and winter is the sign of death. This comparison teaches an important lesson of human being to be inactive in order to achieve the target of life, to live a happy and successful life in this mortal world. Answer in 60 to 80 words. What message does the nature give to the human being? Nature gives a message to the human being to remain active and cheerful to lead a successful life. In this world, the whole world is full of diversity. The poet says that man should never give up hope for anything. He should be positive in life to reach this destination. He should be useful to others in order to be remembered and after his departures from this world. What are the symbols of the life and death in this poem? Works without hope. The poet present winter as a sign of death because everything becomes still during winter, but as soon as the spring season set in, new leaves are flowers and blossom everywhere, and it is the sign of new life after death, so that we should not give up hope and always remain busy in our work. Why is a poet unbusy in this world? The poet is unbusy in this world because he is not aware about the target of his life. His soul is sleeping and he is not encouraged and guided to be an active and do any work. There is not any work in his life, and without hope, there is not any work possible, so that we should be hopeful in life. Why is the soul of poet sleeping? The soul of the poet is sleeping because of the spill, and this is the effect of inactive and hopelessness. The poet is hopelessness, and it does not make him curious to do any work, and without action the poet has become equal to the dead person. In this way we can say that the work can awake our soul and make us active to achieve the aim of our life, to live a successful life in this world. How does the poet shows inactivity of human being? The poet shows inactivity of human being by representing various examples. He says that man does not make honey like the bees, and he is unable to make any bear. Means to say that a man is unable to create anything. He cannot build anything in his world, and he cannot sing any song without getting inspiration in nature. So that so that the man should follow the nature in order to be active and make his life useful and successful, to be remembered after his death, because every person is known by his deed after his departure from this world. Now, why does a poet realizes that blooming of amaranthus are not for him? The poet realizes that the blooming of amaranthus is not for him because he counts himself unfortunate and find himself alone and separate from the nature. He is full of hopelessness and does not involve together with the nature, but in fact the man is also an element of nature and cannot live without it at on all the creativity and action of the natures are for man. It is a gift of God which has been granted to man to take the inspiration to make his life easy and useful in this world. How can we make our life immortal in the world? We can make our life immortal in this world with the help of our deeds. The man is recognized and regarded in this world with the help of worker, because after death the man is remarkable in the form of his work, so that the men should remain active and try to do work of welfare for others, such as bees store honey for others, and the trees bear fruits and flowers for others. The river does not drink its water itself. In the same way, the man enough to do work in make himself immortal in this mortal world. What is the importance of object or purpose in the life of human being? The object or purpose plays an important role in the life of human being, because after making an object the hope develops and the expectation insists a man to do work, and his action leads him towards the object of life, and a particular object shows us the right direction to proceed and to make our life easy and successful. In this way there must be a perfect object or a purpose to live a perfect life, because without object we cannot do anything, such as poet is unoccupied because he was not made any particular target for his life. Thank you.